Serah and Ronnie, I guess I just wanted you both to kind of address. You guys have played a lot of really good teams, a lot of highly ranked teams this year. I guess I'm wondering with UCLA, what maybe differentiates them, or maybe makes them, such a challenge to deal with.
They're a really good team, very efficient. They do everything fast-paced, like the way they want to, the way they practice it, and they execute really well. So that, I believe, which makes them the reason why they're one of the best teams in the country and why they play so well tonight and every other night.
Yeah, they run their offense very well, and they play, on the court, they are a very good team. They play together.
In the first half, they outscored you guys 30-10 in the paint. Serah, for you particularly, kind of what allowed them to have so much success kind of on both sides of it, defense and offense?
I mean, just Lauren Betts, she's a good player. I think they really utilized her a lot, and she was effective for them in there.
There was a stretch during that first quarter where Ronnie, you hit that heave, and then it goes to review, and they end up wiping that out. After that, they were able to stretch it to double digits for the first time. Just how much do you feel like that momentum played, especially having you guys, I think, had 3 layups, all rim out? Like, how much do you feel like that kind of hurt, just having a shot wiped off like that and then having them go on the little kind of spurt they did to get it up to 20-9?
I didn't know that until now. I didn't know that they didn't count it. So, yeah, I didn't know. So, I mean, it would have helped, obviously. Like in that moment, I feel like seeing those extra 3 points on the board, would have helped. But it is what it is.
Any other questions for the student athletes?
Serah, I guess I also want to get your thoughts on just, matching up with Lauren on both ends. And I mean, obviously she's got great size, but what kind of, can you just talk about your approach and kind of some of the challenges you faced in trying to just, match up and compete against her today?
Yeah, she's just very strong. She was really effective and, getting me deep and holding her sails, and that was just difficult for me to guard tonight.
Coach, could you just kind of, were you, like Ronnie, were you kind of unaware that they had wiped it out, or did you kind of see that
No,
it kind of,
yeah.
Just, could you just kind of expand on your kind of point of view when it came to that little stretch?
Yeah, I mean, obviously that got the crowd going, and, that's a momentum shifting kind of play. And, also, like you said, we had several of our layups go in and out, which were those are kind of killers. And so, and I think that also, obviously, they turned it up at that point too, and I think we let it get away from us a little bit at that point, because I think we were playing them pretty even, and it was back and forth, and but as they said, obviously Lauren Betts is an unbelievable player, extremely strong, and even if you crowd her and bring doubles or triple teams or whatever, she's going to find other people. And, I think for a while there, it's like, well, she's getting 2s, but they're not getting 3s off. There's, some strategy to that. But, 52 points in the paint, that strategy didn't totally work out. But yeah, I think, the momentum shifting there was a tough swing.
UCLA opened up with, I believe it was Dugalich on Serah Williams. And then was that something you were expecting? And kind of how do you feel like that impacted the game?
Yeah, I did, because Oregon did that to us too. They made us switch, and so I kind of anticipated that they would probably put Betts in the lane and try to sag off of Carter. And so in my mind, I was thinking, okay, well, if we can put Carter in more ball screens, or put Betts in more ball screens, and then have Serah post low, and if Betts doesn't come out of lane, then whoever Carter's screening for can get a pull-up jumper with their drop coverage. So I kind of, as soon as it started, I was like, okay, I kind of thought that was going to happen, so it wasn't really a surprise. The thing that was challenging was that the lane was just so crowded. So if you leave Serah low and you've got that, where there's not a lot of places to go.
Because you had, stretch, Serah picked up her second, Carter had two fouls, and, Allie gave you some good minutes there, but I guess I just wanted to know just in general, kind of the challenge of when you don't have those two players and the challenge of that and how you think, the group kind of fared during that second quarter run.
Yeah, I mean, I think Allie came in, she hit a 3. That was like a nice little boost. But, those, as you've seen throughout the year, those two being on the court quite a bit together, that's obviously really where we hang our hat. And so we had a different combination out there that weren't necessarily as fluid playing off of one another. And I think that probably hurt us a bit as well. Especially both of them picking up those 2 fouls pretty close together. And so, and Carter's, I feel like she was trying to get her arm out of there. I don't know that she was really trying to foul there, but it was the call that was made. So, yeah, I think we're obviously a much better team when the two of them are on the floor together.
Rebounding-wise, got it within 8 at the end, but I think through 3 quarters, it was really lopsided, and Jaquez was just kind of everywhere for them, just kind of in the right spot. Just what was just so difficult in terms of the rebounding battle where it was just kind of tilted in their direction for the majority of the game.
Yeah, I mean, going in, we knew they are an excellent offensive rebounding team, and that Jaquez, that's kind of what she does extremely well. I mean, she does a little bit of everything. She's a glue player for them, and that's been a little bit of an Achilles heel for us, is getting especially our perimeter players to box out, and so. They really capitalized on that. And, yeah, obviously in the stat sheet it was within 8, but it definitely felt like offensive rebounds, putbacks, them getting to those easy buckets or keeping us from being able to get boards as well.
A little bit bigger picture here. How do games like today, facing one of the best teams in the country, which is something you guys do a ton in this conference, the way, now that it's expanded and all, how does that sort of help maybe going forward, even though it's a lopsided score, but getting better and being more prepared maybe next year, maybe years forward?
Yeah, I talked to my team about that in the locker room. We look at we get an opportunity to play some of the best teams in the country, and you look at UCLA tonight, and if that's where we're, which for me, that's where we're trying to get this program to be, then you have to understand what that looks like every day in practice, what that looks like in your preparation, what that looks like in your film watching and your weight room and in the summers. And so that doesn't just happen by accident. It just doesn't happen overnight. And so to me, it's a motivator. I need to get better as a coach and them as players to make sure that we can continue to keep elevating this program, because as much as we have been able to do that over the last 4 years, there's obviously still a gap, but I think playing against teams like this, you get to actually feel it and see it for the players as well. My past, I have coached teams at this caliber, and I know what that looks like, but to be able to really translate that to my team, I think being in these games, I think, is probably one of the best teachers.
Any other questions for Coach? Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, guys.